Chappell, who was 17 years a professional, a couple of semi-finals. So he's here to support Jack. Just checking the angle there. And he can swing this around the angles, the cue ball. What a positive shot, the way he's played it. He's certainly got the Crucible crowd cheering him on.
Yeah, once again, just the way he played that shot, full of positivity. No hint of safety in mind. Oh, is it good? It's okay. Thought it might have been a little bit wide of the target. He's on the red. Now, he's on the
6.
red. He's on 2 reds, but he could play this red just above the black spot. But it would go into other reds. It could bring the pink into play. He'd be trusting a little bit of luck. He's just checking to see if he can play a little cannon when potting this red and still be on the pink into the right centre. This could go wrong. Oh, yeah. Playing it with a lot of top spin, always a possibility. When you're going into other reds, takes your eye off the pot. And that was... missed it by a long way.
That's what he thought of the shot. Missed it by a long way, but Kyren hasn't played the best positional shot. He's still a little edgy, is Kyren. That will settle them down though. He's such a wonderful cueist when he's on song. He makes
6.
everything look easy, but he's had a few chances this afternoon, but he hasn't quite settled.
Seven.
Didn't mean to finish low on the blue, but he's okay because he's got that red in the bulk area. Yeah, Jack Jones will be very disappointed. Once again, he had a wonderful opportunity just to turn up the heat a little bit on his opponent as that, once again,
13.
wriggles into the pocket.
He almost missed this. Now, that will sharpen his concentration a little bit because this is a player that's made 4 centuries in this final. He's made breaks of 129, 125, 125 again, and a 1-2-2. I mean, that's a wonderful play, and that's why he had
70.
Such a lead. But that lead from 7-0 is now just 3 frames, but he could do with a sizable break here. He's definitely not
18.
cueing as smoothly as he has been. Just losing the cue ball somewhat.
Yeah, another red that didn't go into the middle of the pocket. This is a better shot. It's coming down nicely for this red, just left of the black spot.
23.
Won't play for black here, doesn't need to. Well, he has done. I'm a little bit
24.
surprised. Because this black is not a gimme. Oh, good pot.
$31.
Just thought with the open reds there, Tennessee may have gone back for blue.
I think because of this red, where it was the reason he took the black on. But back up for the blue this time, and
32.
already 42 in front. A few more pots will secure the frame. So the easy red and one more blue. You had a quick look at the scoreboard
37.
on the way around, and the frame will be safe.
Yeah,
38.
this will do him the world of good. This is what he needed. Just to settle him down. Get that frame on the board.
Family in the balcony will be more relieved than Kyren, because it's tougher watching than it is out there playing, believe it or not.
$44. $49. $50.
What a beautiful shot that was, to bring the difficult red into play. Doesn't matter
Kyren
about
Wilson,
the yellow.
50 and the frame.
Jack's going to leave the arena, and Kyren Wilson has settled down now, and that was a very important frame for him to win. He's back with a 4-frame advantage at 12-8.
Thank you. The 21st frame. Jack Jones to break.
Not a great start for Jack Jones. Easy starter for his opponent. Last thing he wanted to do.
I think what happened there, just someone came into his seat on the front row and just caught his eye, because it was a very unusual break-off. So something distracted Jack there.
One.
It's going to have to be yellow, but there's a red to the right of the bunch that's available. He just had a quick look up at the monitor there. There's reds either side of the pack here. And when you use the rest as good as this, gentlemen, it's never a problem.
3.
Good solid pot, wasn't it? Right into the... That's a lovely sound hitting the back of the leather of the pocket. He's got 4 loose reds available.
11.
No, that was a nice
12.
shot. Played it with lots of top spin. Just trying to develop a red into the open. Nicely on the black.
$19. $20.
Still 3 loose reds. He's got the perfect angle on the black here, if he wants to go right into them. Well, it's just about okay. It could have been
27.
better. I don't think he's having to bridge over a red to cut this one in. He can, well, just that one red, so it makes it slightly more difficult. Safely in though. I don't know about you, Ken, but you know, when I used to have a lead, 4 or 5 frame lead, you want to win every frame, but I used to have the mindset, just keep sharing the sessions.
Yeah. We obviously try and stay in the moment. Play every
33.
frame like it's either the first or the last. Kyren putting everything in to this frame. Knows how important it is. Last
34.
frame before the mid-session interval. Try and bridge that gap once again to 5. One step closer to picking up a beautiful trophy and being world champion. Can't think about that right now.
39.
can tell by
40.
Kyren's body language, he's much more comfortable now. He looked a little bit edgy in the first 2 frames. He's got that cue ball in complete control now.
47. $48.
And this chance all came about by Jack Jones' break. He'd be so disappointed. Have a look at this. Someone caught his
55.
eye and just hitting that blue. An easy starter. That's the last thing you want to be doing.
Just a little bit of movement in the front row there, just gesturing to just keep still.
$56.
I think he can drop in behind the 2 reds. There's one to the left of the pink available also. But yeah, he could drop nicely in behind those. And look where he placed the cue ball. He's got a choice, one to the middle, one to the corner. You're always
61.
looking for that sort of position.
And 62. Black put him 69. Pink 68 with 67 remaining. He's taking the black. Safely in. And he will bridge the gap to 5 frames now. Good break this from Kyren Wilson.
69.
And as I mentioned,
70.
he's already had breaks of 1-2-9, 2 breaks of 1-2-5, and a 1-2-2, and this could be another century.
I think it shows just how well
76.
he's been scoring. As you said, he's had a steely sort of resolve
77.
coming into this World Championship, playing on the front foot, much better tempo, a lot quicker around the table. Certainly more positive. No deliberation, no procrastination.
83.
Everything on the front foot. There's a shot time. Oh, shame. He's not going to make his 5th century at this final, but wonderful break from Kyren Wilson. He's taken the wind out of the sails of Jack Jones' comeback. Bridges the gap to 5, 13-8 now.
All right, tough.
Thanks, Hazel. No, he's not here quite yet, so the players are, and Kyren just having a sip of water. Jack Jones, of course, just sharing those first 4 frames, which is not what he wanted.
22nd frame, Kyren Wilson to break.
So it's Kyren Wilson gets this mini session, a very important one, you feel, for Jack Jones. I mean, the frame before the mini session is something that would have really, really hurt him, because he broke off, hit the blue, and that was the only shot he had in the frame. He cannot gift those type of chances. He's got to make Kyren work for it. So close. Does he leave it? Maybe not. Maybe covered by the black. It is. Not too far away. Struck it well, but he always thought the only red he could leave was the one he was playing, and fortunately it ran safe. Well, this time he just flicked the blue, and it's not stopped the cue ball being a good one. That was well struck. Bit pacey. It was one of those shots you just wanted to make certain you got a good contact with the red and got the cue ball back to the ball end. Another excellent length with the cue ball. That's a bit more telling. Particularly if there's no escape route down the left-hand side of the table. Well, Kyren's getting down pretty quick, so he spotted a path back to balk. I can. He had a pot on. There was always a danger he was going to run into the black going down that side of the table. So first chance to Jack Jones. Nicely potted. He'd have preferred to have been on the black and get the black on its spot. Overscrewed that slightly, so nice angle on the blue. You think he'd play for a loose red and then once again try and get on the black. Stephen Hendry has got here.
6.
Hot from the studio, but yeah, I was just saying, Stephen, the last frame, that would have really hurt Jack, wouldn't it? To gift your opponent a frame-winning opportunity off your break.
Yeah, it's not something you would expect at this level, and it's why Jack was so probably furious with himself. Such a simple way to lose a frame, but as I said in the studio, it's if he can forget about the sort of scoreboard, the plan is still in place
7.
to try and win this session.
Yeah, this was the break off. He's supposed to hit the end red, but what he did, the one before it, he just flicked, which caused him to catch that end red too thin, and that's why he collided with the blue. And that was the only shot he had in the frame. That's how ruthless this game of snooker can be at times. Anyway, this time, he's got a shot at the black. I see no reason why not to play it. Playing a cannon needs a bit of luck. Well, I don't think he's had
14.
any. He had to play the black. He had the angle, took a chance with the cannon, but he was straight on the blue, so there was no alternative really. But landed on nothing. Needs a good cue ball.
Jack Jones, 14.
Whenever you see a player taking this amount of time to decide what to play, you just know it's not straightforward. And the position that Jack finds himself in, any mistake could two cushion escape with pace. Oh, and he's played it well. Where's the pink ball going?
Foul. Kyren Wilson, 6.
Well, the objective of the exercise was to try and leave it safe, and he's done pretty well in that regard. Well, red's going to both corner pockets. This is a very poor safety shot from Kyren. And he hasn't covered the one to the left corner. Well, the red's a spread. Can he pot this red, which is easy enough? Can he find a path through the other balls to get nicely on a colour?
Yeah, he doesn't really want to be playing this with check side, right-hand side, to bring the cue ball to the left, up the table. And if he plays it the normal way, he's going to have to find a gap. Because if he cannons a red full ball, he could end up on nothing here. He didn't cannon it full ball, and if the pink goes to the left corner, that's a result.
Does it go? He's having a close look. What a difference this makes. Oh, does it? Does it? Well, he's right behind it. Even if there's not a full pocket, if there's a half a pocket, you'd fancy you could pot it. He'll have another look because he'd be desperate for this pink to pot. There you see. You can maybe go off the left-hand jaw as we look. As I say, if you weren't right behind it, you wouldn't fancy it. No, 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 no. I mean, I don't mind trying to pinch a little bit, but if you're going to do it, you've got to just play it dead weight just to give it every chance to drop.
Yeah, in the end, it was nowhere, wasn't it? In the end, I think in his heart of hearts, he knew it didn't go, but somehow a little voice in his head convinced him that he could pot it. How damaging is that shot going to be in terms of this afternoon session? Steve mentioned in the studio, make it difficult for your opponent. Well, he's already gifted on the frame from a poor break-off, and look at this situation. It's another gift.
9.
Well, he certainly could have been better on this black. Potting angle, taking him away from the reds. Just pulled up in time, it appears. He can just get past the pink to this straight red to the corner.
16.
Lost the cue ball again.
17.
This black, possible, but very thin and very missable.
Kyren Wilson, 17.
Well, if that doesn't give Jack Jones a bit of hope, nothing will. And Kyren lucky not to leave an easy opener for Jack. He's got this red down the cushion, you think that's the automatic shot to play. Only has to pot it, the black's there waiting. Got to be accurate.
Yeah, again, every opportunity to drop playing it at that pace. Well, but you can't believe he's back to the table so soon. He would have gone back to his chair after that, missing the pink, thinking he'd lost the frame. But Kyren was not convincing. And it was an easy chance, really, to win the frame when he came to the table.
8. Nine.
No, well, I assume he knew by cannon the blue he'd leave just enough angle on the pink to get close to the next red. And he did. Every visit now for Jack Jones is a big one. But he'll have been sat in his
15.
dressing room at the mid-session interval thinking, if I can win 3 of the next 4, I'm right back in it.
16.
So 15 points to lead. Doesn't have to play any cannons. The reds
23.
he requires are in the open.
24.
I'm surprised he didn't play a little cannon on that red just to hold the cue ball.
31.
No, has he got an angle on it? Oh, he's straight, got a screw for that gap for the black in the same pocket. Played it well.
32. 39.
.31 points the lead. Two of these reds with high value colours will get him to snookers required.
Cheers. 40. $46.
Yeah, nicely played.
47.
This black is all that's required, and he's nicely on it, and he'll know that to make certain, keep Kyren in his seat, make certain you pot the black afterwards, and preferably with a colour. Already lost
54.
that gripping last frame last night on the black when Kyren needed a snooker. So he'll take nothing for granted.
55.
Every credit to Jack Jones from being 7-0 down. He's taken 9 of the next 15 frames. If you're Kyren Wilson and think about that, you're going to be a little bit worried. Still got obviously the 4-frame lead,
62.
but this final could have been a lot more comfortable.
63.
Of course, the beauty of having that 7-frame lead
70.
means if Kyren can win, I think 2 of the next 3 frames,
72.
I think he probably will go on and win the World Championship. As I say, just
75.
creates such a cushion with that opening session.
$79.
Yeah, but that chance he had there will, you know, get him a bit concerned when
84.
there was nothing to do, and yet he played 2 positional shots to get on the black. Not difficult ones. And as I said at the time, where's the cue ball going? Oh!
90.
Yeah, there wasn't 100 on, but it was as good as.
90 on the
That was
front.
an excellent reply from Jack Jones. Made a mistake. Kyren Wilson lost the cue ball twice. The second time caused him to miss the black. Another frame on the board now. 39.
Thank you. The 23rd frame. Jack Jones to break.
Well, that's a better break-off from Jack Jones. He's left the obligatory pot to the right corner. Seems you can't break off these days without doing that. Got a good cue ball, though. Well, that pot is on, but Kyren just looking to think, well, maybe I can play a plan. It's not set. It's got to be made, but he's more concerned with getting that cue ball back to the balk end. Got it much too thick. Now, what's he left? Well, he's left a couple of reds to either corner. Hit that all wrong. Yeah, and the attempt at making the plant was a long way off. But as I say, he caught the first red so thick. That's why the cue ball was barely got past the blue. Nice opening red. Needs to run to have a shot at the blue, which he's got. I don't know whether he was trying to hold for the black there. He missed a blue like this earlier on in this session. He's got his cue arm going now. Bit of pressure. Oh, and he's missed another one. And really, straight blues like that, it's unforgivable.
Yeah, that was a real sign of the enormity of the situation, I think, and realising that if he's got any chance in this final, he needs to win this session. Win 2 of these 3 frames at least.
One.
Can Kyren keep control of that cue ball? When he pots them JV, they stay potted, don't they?
Yeah, that's
6.
They really give the back of the pocket a thump. Well, this is plan B. But he thought it was the right shot to play, and he's controlled the cue ball well.
Yeah, the reason I say can he keep control of the cue ball, because at this stage, the amount of pressure that's out there, you want to make things as easy as possible. You don't want to keep playing more difficult pots than you need to keep the break going. That was another nice shot. Perfectly on this red.
14.
I want to say that. Let's have a look at it. Does he have to follow through of 2 cushions? No, just the one. So a chance to go into the
15.
pack here. And if he gets enough screw in the cue ball, the cue ball will come back towards the right side of the table and beyond the red, at least to the left of the black. Yeah, beautifully struck. Choice of 2 reds.
22.
Just lost the cue ball. I always feel when you can't do a lot with a cue ball, it depends on the potting angle, but looks as though you can drop this in without having to do much. Well, I say that. There you go, you see. Just that little bit closer to the
22.
cushion for comfort. And as Stephen said, that's why good, tight cue ball control is important, because at this stage of the World Championship, we've seen it so many times before, anything can be missed.
One.
Now then, doesn't want to be too straight on this red, because the black's only available, or easily available, into the left corner. He might just be able to force it for the black in the opposite corner. He'll hit this very hard, but just move the cue ball a couple of inches. Played it well.
Nine.
This is what he's done through the whole championship. If his opponent hasn't got in early and clinched the frame
16.
in one visit, the sort of second half of the frames, Jack Jones has been very strong at sort of mopping up, clearing the wreckage really of the frame. He's not been a savage
17.
scorer himself. He's left that cue ball low on the black, too low really. 3 reds, well there's 4 reds above the black. The 1-3 in from the left is the one he needs to cannon here. Yep, he got it. He got the cannon on the right red. And if he can't get in the black, I think there's a gap. He can go up for the blue.
24.
Yeah, that couldn't have worked out much better. Now it's imperative, if he plays for the blue, he gets the right angle on it. Imperative. And he's got it. Maybe a little bit thinner than would be ideal, but I think he can hold the cue ball. And when he potted that red, he released another red. So just gotta mind his work. Great chance this.
They may have to go play a little cannon on the red and pink. The red is close to the pink. Doesn't have to play it with too much pace. Yep, that's okay.
30.
Yeah, I think it's worked out fine.
$31.
And this time, well, once again, I mean, I feel as though he can hold this for that red just to the right of the pink. Well, he's got down quick, so he thinks he can as well. And we were both right.
$36. $37. $44.
That's probably the key shot. I think he can stun past the second red here. Just land short of the middle pocket for good position on the blue once again. Well, he could screw direct.
45.
Okay, this time he's a little bit thinner.
Jack.
But I think...
Thanks, and we can take an ill in the audience. You just want to take a minute? Okay, we're going to end.
Oh, there's somebody in the audience who's taken ill. Paul Collier has informed Jack if you could just take a minute. Hope the person's okay. So... I think everything's fine. I think able to get out under their own volition. So Jack just going back to his seat.
Thank you.
So now, let me see the scoreboard. He's 24 points in front. Those two reds below the pink, which don't look readily available, he needs. So worth playing a cannon on the pink, really. Stephen, do you think?
Yeah, I think if he does, he can't afford to hit the right-hand side of the pink as we look. He's going to lose the cue ball. So it's got to be full ball, but with a little bit of pace. Doesn't want to snooker himself. He decided to avoid it, and he's been very, very lucky there. So he hit that all wrong.
I never thought of that.
50.
Yeah, he played to screw past the red of two cushions. And the little flick has worked out beautifully. Checking to see if the left-hand side of the two reds goes to left middle.
Looks a bit tight to me, but he's got perfect on this red just to drop it in, leave a nice angle on the black to play the cannon.
51.
He's not left himself the perfect angle, so he's convinced this left-hand red will go to the left middle. And after this black, he's only a red and a high-value colour away from getting to snooker's required. He thinks it pots. And it certainly
58.
looks like it from there. So he can play for pink or black. That would be enough.
59.
Yeah, again, through the championship, another thing that Jack has done very well as he sort of shakes his head. He's finished a little bit straight in the black. Is, I hope I'm not obviously putting a jinx on him, but he's missed very few easy balls. And that is, as I always say, that's a secret. He's been very good at potting the balls that he has to pot.
Now, as I said earlier, last frame last night, Kyren
66.
won, needing one snooker. He was so straight in the black he couldn't get close to this red, but he knows the importance of it. And he's got it. Great shot. No way back to the table now for Kyren Wilson. Another chance where, I'm sorry, another frame where Kyren had a chance and failed to convert. And this will just give more and more hope to Jack Jones.
73.
Didn't even bother with a century, just played the centre, but that's enough for Kyren Wilson. He's off to the dressing room. So, he keeps getting first chance in the frames, Kyren Wilson, not converting them. And Jack Jones now has reduced his arrears to just 3.
When they're ready to send them in, I'll... Smells lovely, isn't it, over there? Thank you, frame 24. Kyren Wilson to break.
Yeah, 2 more frames to play. And, well, I mean, there is a chance, and nobody would have dreamt of it, that Jack Jones can get within 1 frame of Kyren going into tonight's final session.
I mean, that would be, well, just mind-blowing, really, from 7-0 behind. And if you're Kyren Wilson, well, how do you feel about that? But 2 frames, there still need to be 1. again. Kyren's in first in a frame. Won't be bothered about that at the moment. Concentrating on potting this red, which is a strength of Kyren Wilson. These middle distance straight pots. You can hear the sound this makes if he pots it.
One.
Pots a huge percentage of those shots.
No, it's gone.
Now, where does the pink go? He'd like it to be available, but it's not going to be. Paul Collier deciding there's no spot available anywhere else, and that pink spot just covered by the red. So there's only one answer to this. Pot this red, nice angle on the blue, and smash into him. You may just bring the pink and black into play.
Eight.
It's not the perfect angle. The two reds that are on the pink spot, the right hand one, he may be able to play for that to right corner, and in potting it can screw the cue ball out of the reds, bring them into play. Still decided to go into them, and because he didn't have the optimum angle, couldn't really open them. I think he's on one, and he may be able to come off the cushion and move the other red away from the black. Just looking, he doesn't want to obviously make contact with the black in potting the red. Not sure if it's on, because he needs to have a lot of right hand side in the cue ball, and if he has to play with any stun, I think he will make contact with the black. Oh, he's not even on the red. Wow.
And there you go, Stephen. And they say the camera never lies.
Kyren Wilson, 13.
Amazing. Looked like he was on it to me. But he'd know best, obviously. Two thick, where's the red ball going? It's dropped!
One.
Well, a stroke of luck. A stroke of luck. But for all money, he was going to leave Kyren right in, and somehow that red went in the pocket. Now then, he's missed a few blues off the spot in this session already. Straight blues, with his hand on the table comfortably. This is a blue. Nothing to do with the cue ball, red over the corner. But it's not straight. And where can he put his hand? No. Believe me, that was not easy. Oh, he's knocked the red in.
Foul. Jack
He's
Jones
knocked the
1,
red in.
Kyren Wilson 5.
I'll tell you what, Stephen, in a strange way, I know the other red was over the hole, but it was right over the hole and it was a thicker pot. Now, having knocked that one in, this is a thinner pot and it won't be that easy to control the cue ball.
Yeah, with the first red was there, he could have played a red onto that red and screwed across, cannoned the black and been on the pink. He couldn't play that shot there. So he's left himself, well, let's be honest, a horrible shot on the pink.
Kyren Wilson 1.
Wow. It's getting very edgy out there, understandably. This frame and the last one, massive. Jack, just having a look, that red on the left-hand side cushion, is that blue making it a big pocket? First glance, I don't think so. He has an alternative. He can just cue past the green for a red into the right corner. You'd have an easier one, the closest to the right corner, but he's hampered by the green with that one. You feel he's got to play a pot here. It's too dangerous to play a safety. And I would suggest play the red that you can cue past the green. More difficult pot. And as he's playing it, fully commit. Well, he tried to edge his bet by trying to get the cue ball back to the baulk end.
Yeah, feels like he's really struggling to put anything from distance at the moment, Jack Jones.
Yeah, the long pot success you see from both players is well below what's normally required.
One. Six. Seven.
Just got a slight angle on the blue. There you see, just enough so he can run through off the side cushion for a choice of reds. Decided to stun it direct. I mean, he'd love the pink to be on the spot. At the moment, he feels playing on the blue. If he gets nicely on the blue's unmissable. The pink, a little bit trickier. Let's put it that way.
13. $18. $90.
So that blue puts him 42 points in front.
24.
To be sure, he's going to need 3 of these remaining reds. Just been a great atmosphere at the Crucible. And as I always say, if you've never
25.
been, put it on your bucket list. There's nothing like it. Jack Jones there sat, waiting, hoping. Will Kyren make a mistake? Seems highly unlikely now. Looking for red.
30.
Colour red. Can't see the problem.
$31.
Well, he's just about made it on the blue. He's got to be careful. He's going to play for one of these 2 reds near the top cushion. When he comes through, he's got to be careful of that red near the side cushion. Should be able to avoid it comfortably. And he's on frame ball red.
36. $37.
Yeah, be very relieved. I would suggest Kyren Wilson to have stopped the sort of mini onslaught from his opponent. He's going to have at least now a 3-frame lead going into tonight's session, final
43.
session. And if he wins the last frame here, the next frame coming up, well, it's going to be a very, very heavy favourite to win his first world title. So you would think the next frame is Jack Jones, possibly the last chance.
$46.
Be hard to see Jack winning from 15-10, JV.
Yeah, well, it was hard to see him winning it from 7-0 down, to be honest with you. But, yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, he's looking good now, Kyren. Frame over, of course. He can relax, get that Q arm going through smooth.
53. $54.
Not enough on to make the century. Jack will be preparing
60.
for the vital last frame of this session.
62.
I mean, in this session today, the first 2 frames he won, then Kyren come back and won 2. And after the
65.
mid-session interval, he's come out and he's won 2, and Kyren keeps pegging him back, so...
Yeah, I just think Jack's not scored heavy enough to sort of reel off 3, 4, maybe 5 frames in the spin. He's not getting in at the start of frames, and his long game's not getting him in either.
69.
No, and there's certainly been signs of weakness from Kyren. For whatever reason, sometimes you can get a big lead and you just think, well, I've only got to stand up to
74.
win, or you get a little bit negative. But he's not been able to punish those mistakes.
80.
Well, Kyren's really taken these well in the end. So as I say, there's a big final frame of the session coming up. You feel that that would have got Kyren Wilson motivated. What can Jack Jones do? 4-frame advantage again for Kyren.
Thank you. The final frame of this session. Jack Jones to break.
Just caught the end red too full. That's why he's only just crept past the baulk line rather than finding the baulk cushion. Left a pot on for Kyren. Well, he's having a good think about it, and he's even considering not playing the pot. I'd be amazed if he doesn't. Okay, he's looking at the possibility of making a plant. They're certainly not set, but refusing a pot like this. Well, that does surprise me. Well, maybe, as I said, it's a very important last frame. Maybe he thinks, I'll play no risk snooker and just try and get this frame on the board. Sometimes this game can come back and bite you if you don't play the right shot. Well, he got into it too much. Okay, it was a tough pot, and he was thinking, well, if I can screw back to the baulk end, the only red I can leave is the one I'm playing. Now he's potted it. I wish he hadn't have given it so much pace.
Jack Jones won.
Very good safety. Yeah, didn't think he could get the cue ball back to balk. So the containing safety. It's always dangerous when you catch a balk collar full in the face. Left a pot on here, straight pot. Pot it, you'll be on the black. Well, folks, we're talking about big shots. Here's one coming up. Got to trust your technique. Not a great sign, that. Hit across it. Didn't find the middle of the cue ball. That's what you have to do with those straight shots. Middle of the cue ball, hit the middle of the object ball. A long way off, and not having to work for his chances, Kyren. They're being presented. So he knows the importance of this frame.
One.
He refused a potential pot early on in it. Now, good chance. Can he take it?
Six. Seven. $14.
What has been really good
15.
about this final is the pace it's been played at. I think there's only 3 frames over 20 minutes. Average frame time 16.5. There's been I can't remember any long sort of tactical battles. It's basically been a couple of safety shots at the start of the frame and then someone's got in.
20.
It's been entertaining snooker in terms of, as I say, no long protracted safety
21.
battles.
Yeah, and I think that would have been something that Kyren was very keen to avoid. Judd Trump got involved in a tactical match with Jack and come out second best, as did Stuart Bingham, as did Si Zhu Wei.
26.
But yeah, it was obvious from the very beginning that Kyren just wanted to play his type of match. Let's be fair, Stephen, when you get the start he had, I mean, you
27.
just believe you're doing the right thing, don't you? It's not been that straightforward the last couple of sessions, but here's a chance to put his foot to the pedal once again.
$32.
I always look at the pot success. That usually tells the tale, and it tells you there 93% Kyren, just 86% Jack.
Kyren Wilson, 32.
I mean, it wasn't the best positional shot off the blue, in all honesty. I didn't expect him to miss the red. Been fortunate. Left nothing. Well, nothing easy. Where's the cue ball? Going in behind the brown, is it? He'd love it to be behind the brown. Oh, just a fraction too hard. He got a great line. That could have been a towing snooker, that one. This red that Kyren's playing will cut to the right corner. Much too thick. So a chance now for Jack Jones to play a better safety than that. He's not tight on the baulk cushion, so it makes cueing a little easier. Now, do you play the aggressive one? He is. He's going to open all the reds up. Needs to find that baulk cushion. It's a good line. Needs to miss the green. Oh, that's top draw. That's a top draw safety. Once again, though, there's a possible thin cut for Kyren. To the left corner, cue ball going back to the baulk end. But it's got to be struck correctly. Now. And that's what happens. You play those thin cuts, and if they don't go in, invariably you'll leave a chance of a pot on them, and that's what he's done.
Oh yeah, but not good memories for Jack of his last pot attempt from distance to this pocket. Hit it the wrong side, the last one. Struck that one in. Is he on the black? I think he is. Great shot.
Is he? Well, I'm looking at his body language. He certainly is, and there you see it. Well, what a chance he's given himself now. Oh, no. Well, there you go.
Jack Jones
The
won.
pressures of the Crucible Theatre. He'd pulled out tremendous pot on the red, and that wasn't job done. He played the black as though it was. And once again, Kyren just comes to the table, and these opportunities being gift wrapped.
One.
Yeah, Jack is still talking to himself in his chair, shaking his head. He can't believe, I don't think anyone can believe he's missed the black off a spot like that. I will say it is unforgivable.
Eight.
I know there's huge pressure out there, but you just can't miss those.
9.
So that takes Kyren 46 points in front. This was it. Wonderful opening red.
16.
I don't know whether he was playing with... Anyway, you don't miss blacks like that. More often than not, it's going to cost you the frame, any frame.
17.
Having said that, very loose positional shot from Kyren. He wanted to be the other side of the blue. Well, I'm not certain about the availability of those two reds just below the pink. I assume they go.
22.
And they do. Just overrun it slightly, but shouldn't cause a problem. 52 points to lead, just a couple of reds needed.
Yeah. That is a sign of
Kyren
pressure
Wilson, 22.
to me to hit it that hard. There's no need for playing this shot like this. Absolutely not. Pure pressure.
So Jack Jones probably quite can't believe he's back at the table. 52 points behind. There's a possible 67 remaining, so he's got points to play with. And this frame, which was big at the start of it, has just taken on something seismic.
One.
Well, I mean, I think Jack Jones' chances of winning this world title are in this break at the moment. I think if he loses this frame, it's not impossible. But anything can happen here at the Crucible, but I think it's highly doubtful. Huge visit to the table. Played that nicely.
6.
I'm not sure if he's looking at the red to left middle. Maybe move the red off the cushion. He's guaranteed on the yellow. But that's obviously a lot of points he's taken out of the break.
Yeah, it's too early for me. I'd try and get a lot closer in the frame, points-wise. If he tries to move the other red, this is risky. Well, he's played it.
Well,
7.
I don't disagree with you often, JB, but I thought that was the shot. I think get the balls in the open. You had a perfect angle in the red. The yellow's there, waiting. He's given himself the chance now. But you can't miss the yellow. Maybe you've been proved right,
Jack
JB.
Jones, 7.
Well, I don't want to be proved right. I mean, the yellow wasn't that difficult. But if he doesn't move the red, you could have bet your life he could have finished up perfect on whatever colour he wanted to. It's just amazing.
1.
The chances that Kyren, every time he comes to the table, he's just got a sitter to go at.
Yeah, it's just, I think the last couple of frames, I think Jack Jones has
6.
maybe succumbed to the Crucible pressure. He's coped with
7.
it so well throughout the whole championship, actually. He's got himself back into this match when he was out of it at 7-0. He somehow got himself back into it, but the last couple of frames, he's just wilted.
Yep, can't disagree
14.
with that. It's there for all to see. So it'll be a
15.
very relieved Kyren Wilson, who has taken these last two frames of this session. When you build up a big lead as he did, it's
22.
easy to take your eye off the ball slightly and wondering how to play the rest of the match. He's made mistakes, quite a few of them, particularly in this session
24.
and last night. I don't know whether he so much weathered the storm or just been helped by his opponent making
27.
mistakes. But the bottom line is, he'll go into tonight's final session Just needing 3 frames to become Kazoo champion of the world. So he'll be happy with that. Jack Jones, well, so disappointing. Looked as though he was going to get right back in it, but just missed a few easy pots. And as I say, Kyren Wilson will look forward to this evening, just needing 3 more frames. He leads 15-10.
Take your ball. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.